This is Joost Graaf from Choreomanic and Pestilence, and you are listening to Brutalicious Broadcast. I mean, brutally delicious broadcast.
Sorry we're late. Rena fucked everything up and we're running behind, so.
No worries, no worries.
That's my partner.
How are you doing? Hi.
Hi, Joost. Is that how I pronounce your name?
Yeah, Joost. It's a typical Dutch name, so Joost. That's
Joost.
what it is.
Sounds
Nice.
good. Now,
Cool.
how are you today, Joost?
I'm fine, thank you, thank you. It was a bit of a rough day, but but I'm fine. Thanks.
What's been going on? Tell us about your day.
Well, it was also fun, but it was like hard and fun at the same time. I have like a 1-year-old daughter at home here, and my wife's working on Tuesday, so I'm taking care of her. And today she just wouldn't sleep, so I was running around all the time. And but we also had fun. So.
And this is an exciting week for you, right? Because the record comes out in, 3 days or something?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's awesome. Looking forward.
So for those not familiar, it's going to be a self-titled record. And this is very different from stuff you've done in, Pestilence. Is this, have you always been interested in those sort of genres as well?
Well, I've been playing different styles of music for a long time, but like the records that were put out and came out everywhere, and those were always metal. So, but I also did like stand-in things in like different genres like soul or funk or blues or all kinds of stuff, So I also did that, but but the official releases are all metal, I guess. So yeah. So but at the point where I just started creating something out of the blue, like straight from the heart, this is just what came out. So that's it.
Excellent.
I love that. Yeah, I do that, and all that comes out is country, and I don't know what to do about it.
Awesome. Awesome.
But tell me about your love for funk. Where did that begin?
Well, I guess when you pick up a bass, I also teach bass, and when I get new students, all they want to do is they want to play like this, They all go like. They want to hit the bass like that. It's just something they want to do. Yeah, it's a technique. So when I started playing bass, I was pretty soon getting into this technique and checking out the typical funk players back then. That was in the late 80s. You had pop bands like Level 42 and things like that. And later on, you had Primus. And I just wanted to explore that. And but in reality, in bands, as soon as I tried playing like that, they were like, "Can you please stop doing that and and just play like you should," And but I always kept doing that, and sometimes I used it in recordings, but never in a band situation. So when I wanted to do something just to have fun with during the first lockdown here in the Netherlands, I decided to use this technique as a starting point, and also to use it without any guitars. So then you have also kind of a riff function of the bass, where normally you have guitars, obviously. So it's the bass and the keys, and so that's just I didn't think about it too much. It's just what happened, Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's awesome. So you also teach
Yes,
bass.
I do.
Is that
Yep.
something that takes up a lot of your time?
No, it's like it's
Sorry,
2 days in a week, something like that, in a music school nearby. And sometimes I do Zoom stuff with Zoom, but I find that harder. I mean, it's possible, it can work. It depends on the connection, on the technique and stuff like that. And but it always works better if you can really, if you're in the same room like that, So 2 days in a week I teach.
Nice. So
it's basically anybody who enrolls into that music school can come learn bass from you then.
Yeah. At this point, I still have some. So I have like these 2 blocks, or how you say it, and and there's still some space. So, but as soon as it's full, then I cannot take any more students. So, but at this point, yeah, I can have some more students. Yeah.
Are you finding this this project, or maybe it's too early to tell because there's only been a single or two out, but are you finding Pestilence fans kind of migrating over to it because of yourself, or is this a whole separate audience and listenership?
I think the last thing you say, I think that's the case because some people they may show interest because of my me being part of Pestilence, but as soon as they hear no guitars, they hear hardly any vocals, and they hear horns, and that's tough for the metalheads, you know. I totally get that. So some people, they're open-minded. I didn't, like I said, I didn't think too much about anything at all, like anything like a target audience. But the publisher John Usher, he threw out some lines in the prog scene, and there were some people who really appreciated my music and in the prog scene. But in the metal scene, especially the death metal, thrash metal scene, not too many people are into this.
Yeah, I get it. And I saw reading your bio, and you mentioned it. There's horns in this, so I mean that's a surprise to most of the heavier fans. But you had never written horns before. How did you even come up with that, and what was it like trying to do it?
Well, it was an experiment actually, and like I said, I played different styles in different situations apart from metal, but I also listened to a lot of early funk and 70s Bay Area funk from the States. I love that sound. It's a certain sound. It's pretty rough and pretty unpolished, and really, I love that sound. And there are a lot of horns there that are really to the point. And I guess the fact that I've listened to this music a lot, I guess that helped. But so I just hear in my head what I would like to have on the music, and I just use the keyboard and MIDI stuff to write it, and then and that's it. And then it takes some rearranging later, but yeah, it works well.
Gotcha.
So,
Rena?
Yeah.
No, this sounds awesome. So where can people find you? Are you active on social media, or like what's your major channels or main channels of interacting with your fans?
Yeah. Well, for the music, it's Bandcamp. Bandcamp is where you can purchase the physical CD or buy the electronic, the digital thing. And I'm on socials, so Instagram, Facebook, Choreomanic, you can't miss it. And so of course YouTube. So I'm just getting started with the YouTube stuff, but I think I have those things. So shouldn't be too hard to reach out.
Any plans to take this live at all?
Definitely. Well, actually, today I got asked to play a festival. It's the first gig request, so to speak, and so because the thing is, here in the Netherlands, things are just opening up at this point. Yeah. So today I heard that festival is going to be there. So all the promoters, everybody's really busy, all of a sudden, because it looks good. So so I got a first gig request, and I had to call guys and say, do you have time on that date and stuff? So that looks good. And now I'm thinking about how I should do this, and I'm working on a live show, and that's going to be really cool because it's not like I'm going to play the songs as they are with a band, and that's just it. We're going to take the songs as a starting point, and then make a big party in a way, like a high energy, crazy things. I got a percussion player, a friend of mine who's an awesome percussion player. He will be joining the band as well. So we're going to build something. I'm not sure yet what it will look like exactly, but it's going to be fun for sure.
You mentioned
that's amazing.
It is. And you mentioned dancing. Sorry, Rena, but Medieval Dancing Plagues is in your bio. What the heck is that?
Yeah, well, that's just something I got into somewhere in 2018. I came across this topic, and I started reading studies on it, and it's crazy. It's just so cool because it's an unsolved mystery from history, and it's also something that has a clear parallel, I believe, with the times in which we live now, because it has to do with, I think it's like a psychosis, a collective or a mass psychosis, where people just let out something, they had been under pressure for centuries, literally. The church, Inquisition, the fear of God, superstition, did I mention? Black Plague, all these things really have a, there's like, so the people were really, how do you say, under a lot of pressure. And then somehow it came out, and people started dancing to the music they heard in their heads. And it was infectious. So other people started joining them, and it was just crazy. And then musicians even got involved and started playing, and people started selling food. So actually, it were like the first festivals, I guess, in the Middle Ages. But especially, hey, nice dog.
Okay.
I have to say though, yeah, look, he's been totally participating today. But
Nice.
this whole dancing madness thing, it wasn't just like an awesome festival, or if it were, then everybody at Coachella would die at the end of the festival,
Right.
because that was the thing, that they just danced and danced and danced for days, maybe for a week, and they would just die.
Crazy, right? It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. So it has, but exactly. But that's what I find so fascinating. There was something there. It was like a relief to a lot of people, and it was also fun in a way for people that like attended these things. But of course, there was a dark side. People died from exhaustion and dehydration, and it was because of people being how do you say that? What's the word? Under pressure. That's not the word I'm looking for. Well, anyway, you know what I mean. Like the people they needed to get out of something. So, but and that's what I find fascinating. And also, like I said, the parallel to these times, it's to me, it's very clear. A lot of people in the free countries of the world, they've been under a lot of pressure in the past couple of years. So it feels like something has to get out, something like that.
Yeah, that I can completely agree on. But this is an interesting thing. I'm super like into all these like ancient mysteries and unsolved thingies in the human history. And this is a really interesting one, because it started out small, but then it started gathering a lot of people, and that raises the question of like how many of those people were actually sort of affected by the illness, psychosis, or whatever was the root cause of the forced dancing. Because it wasn't like, I'm just going to go and boogie. It's like they had no choice, like they couldn't stop, even if they wanted to. Right? Yeah. So that was the thing. So the whole like how many people actually just started doing it because everybody else was doing it. They weren't like feeling the compulsion of doing it, but they just joined because they didn't want to be left out. And how many of those people just fucking died for peer pressure, basically? I
don't know, but it's really, really interesting because because there's this thing where people, I mean, psychosis in general has an infectious kind of nature, if you know what I mean. Like sometimes, I mean, people in a relationship, often when one of the two gets a psychosis, the other one gets like infected and just goes along in this psychosis, right? So there's something really interesting going on there. And some people argue that that is exactly the way religion works, which is, of course, dangerous topic. But okay, so it's just a theory. But yeah, it's really interesting. But I see you also like this stuff, so that's cool. So to get back to the question, so I was into this thing, and then I just thought it would make sense to use the term choreomanic, the word choreomanic, which would be a person suffering from choreomania, which is the disease, right? So and also because of the high energy in the music, and I just love the concept, and I'll be using this same concept for the next album also. So
nice.
Sounds cool. And there's like a bunch of stuff like that you can derive inspiration from, and the parallels are there for how we are living today and how people are acting, because that's, like you said, it's easy to find the comparison. And just like how people act on social media, for instance, is like you're dancing yourself to death with your fucking bullshit that you're that you're joining a mob that's doing something stupid and detrimental in the end. And you're just doing it because everybody else is doing it, and you want to be a part of a group, and that's a basic psychological need for all of us. to be
Yes.
a part of some sort of group, whether it be family or your metal band or like a fucking football team. But you need to have roots in some sort of a group that tells you who you are, you know?
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
baffling to me that so many people want to choose idiots as your
Yeah.
group of choice. But, you know, it is like the dancing.
I never made that comparison, but it's interesting. Absolutely. Absolutely. I can see how, of course, I mean, I'm from the time when there was no social media,
Right.
social media at all.
Me
So
too.
obviously, so same, yeah, okay. So yeah, so and I have a daughter. I have three daughters. The middle one is 10 years old, and I have to watch out that she's not on a screen 24/7. Right? It's
Mhm.
and but she also reads books and stuff. But if I don't watch out, if I don't pay attention, she'll be on some screen all the time. You know. And it's just bizarre to see how this changed in only like 2 decades or something. I mean, almost all parents have the same like things they come across, right? But yeah, but it's pretty bizarre to see how this how fast this all went. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, and there's good stuff, obviously. Like, you know, the group of choice is the question here. You know,
Yeah.
social media is great for, like, you know, connecting people that would have never in other circumstances or without the social media be able to like form a relationship based
true.
on similar interest or whatever, you know, or like peer support, whether it be like, I don't know, cancer, alcoholism, depression. You know, you can find people from around the world that can share your pain and what you're going through, and it's going to
Yeah.
be beneficial for you. So
Absolutely, I
it's
agree.
mostly just about like the group that you choose.
It
And for
is.
me, it's just
Yeah. Yeah.
nuts
Absolutely
that
agree.
so many people are like, ignorance, this is good, like facts, I don't care, you know. Like,
Yeah, so yeah, but that's the thing. Like, it's really it can be okay, it can be cool, but it how do you say? It's like I'm not sure what the English word is. A catalysator. It can like make things worse very very quickly, or better maybe. But I mean, I lost like a couple of friends who like committed suicide in the past years, and it was not because of social media, but they were having problems and depressions and stuff. But social media definitely made it worse. Definitely made it worse. So that's a dark side, I guess. You know, if you're in trouble with yourself or anything, it can be really dangerous also. So yeah, good and bad sides to that, I guess. I don't know.
yeah. Yeah, because they're like, you know, that you want to have media literate people where you can like judge the news that you're reading by who's posted it. What are they going after? What's their agenda? But you should also have like the social media literacy, where you know that this like image that, you know, people are portraying with their happy breakfasts and spotless clean children and white couches and shit, it's just not real. You know. Like, it's just not how it fucking works. There's gonna be red wine, some mummy juice on that fucking couch come 9 p.m. and that toddler be down. You know.
Definitely,
Like,
definitely.
that's the reality of it. Being
Yeah,
completely
sure.
like frustrated in the morning trying to dress your toddler and ugh,
Yeah,
you know, that's the reality, and
that's
like
reality. But you're
worrying
not gonna
about the
post
size of
that.
your ass. You know?
Yeah, true. Yeah, so but yeah, but I'm really I mean the technology enables us to have this conversation like this, which is
It's a
cool.
double-edged sword for sure.
Yeah, so that's good. Yeah, so yeah, very very nice. Well, anyway, yeah. So do you have any more questions about the project?
Yeah. What
No,
is?
this is not a show that talks about your music. Did you not
Okay,
know
okay.
that? It's
Sorry, we taking it too
really-
far.
like any minute now, Bruce is going to be asking you whether a hot dog is a sandwich or not.
Ah,
So what do you
I
have?
wouldn't know.
Oh, so we're gonna, now that you brought it up, it's been here. We're gonna argue that it is definitely a sandwich because
Okay.
it's in two slices of bread. And I know that's not the topic and not where you thought we were going, but definitely a sandwich. Case closed.
I don't really agree because often a hot dog is a bun with a hole, and the sausage goes. It looks perverted, but yeah, that's
I don't know what. If you're not watching, go back and watch this because that.
true, right? It's true. in Holland we have hot dogs, and it's like a bun with a sausage inside. It's not like a sandwich, like two halves. That like it's like one thing, sausage goes right through it. I wouldn't call that a sandwich, but I'm cool with everything.
I'm arguing. Case closed. Hey, you never thought you'd be talking about that here, did you?
No.
Anyway, what's next for Choreomanic?
Well, hopefully more live shows. So this is. I was surprised to have this offer today, and I'm going to do everything I can to make it happen. And then I have to think about this live show, like I said, and reach out to some promoters and people I know from around. So the challenge will be to reach the right to find the target audience, I guess, because I have never thought about this, but like I said, in the metal scene, people are not really into this kind of stuff generally. So it would be outside of the metal scene maybe, or more the experimental side, like people that are into like Mr. Bungle or Fade No More, or more experimental or crazy stuff, I guess. So I have to look for I have to determine the target audience and then work from there and see what happens. But I'm having a great time every step of the way. So I'll just carry on and see what happens.
That's awesome. Rita, you got anything else before we wrap it?
Just want to say I love Mr. Bungle. God damn, that band is
great,
like,
right?
It's a fucking awesome band. Disco Volante takes it a little bit too far, in my opinion. It's not like it's just like, all right, time to chillax at home. Press play on Disco Volante. Not gonna happen. But the self-titled album California never fucking gets old. I love the video for Pink Cigarette, by the way, is like something that I like, want to steal the idea and just do it a little bit differently for one of my projects or something. But great fucking reference. Great reference. Yeah. So if you're into Mr. Bungle.
I totally love Mr. Bungle. And I think because of the freedom, it's like complete freedom. They do whatever they want to do. Or I guess it's Mike Patton, his party, right? So he just does what he wants to do. And that's like inspiring to me because there are no rules. And that's the greatest joy of creating music in this case, or whatever it is you're creating. It's like the freedom and not having any rules, just see what happens. And then it will all fall into place or something, So
that is an admirable attitude.
Hope that wasn't too bad. I know we kind of took it wherever, but that's what we're known to do here. We just kind of go where it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That's good fun. Awesome. Well, thank you very much.
Hey, good luck with the record. I'm excited for you. It comes out in a couple days. Anybody listening, go ahead and grab it. And we'll talk to you soon, my friend.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Lovely meeting you. Yeah. Have a nice day. Bye.
Bye.